Just waiting for JD.
Okay.
historic commission, but
I think that meeting was canceled.
it was canceled.
Yeah.
So they don't send out a public notice.
I All right, I'll get it going now.
Just can't see anybody. Oh, there we go. Hey.
Okay.
All right. So we are commencing the meeting for April 23rd, the Danvers Accessibility Commission. Welcome, everyone. I see we have a couple of us in attendance. We got enough for a quorum. Great. Thanks for making it, Christy. I appreciate that. My chair is having issues and like last minute, and so I had to join virtually. But anyway, so today agenda, it's probably going to be a little shorter because our guest today couldn't make it. Let me pull it up real quick. Look at that. Come on. Sorry, I have a bunch of links open from trying to get in. Okay, so first order of business is meeting minutes approval. So do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I just want to check, Fawn, were you able to see the minutes?
No, where were they? Were they attached to the email that you sent out,
No,
Matt?
we have a copy here, so that I think that we need to have it sent out virtually, so everybody can read it before we approve them.
Okay, yeah, it just means I can't move to accept them since I haven't read them. Sorry about that.
I can send them now.
Be a little, yeah, would that work?
Yeah,
Fawn, or
you'd
is that
send you'd send them along. We could approve them next time too.
Can
It's
do
not a
next
big
time.
deal.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll send it afterwards then.
Okay, so moving
Thank you.
along. Next item is public comment. Doesn't look like we have anyone from the public today, so moving right along. Jillian, she is not available, so she is not here. She was talking about potentially becoming a member at some point, but nothing guaranteed yet. So that's she was kind of going to present, herself as the outreach librarian, and kind of like where we cross paths and stuff.
Right, yeah.
But since she's not here, we can talk about that next time. Next we have the incident reports update. Do we have any updates?
No new incidents since the last one.
No new incidents.
Standing is the pavement work, for incidents, but they still have until the the letter was sent on February 5th when they had 90 days. That, so could be the first week of May. Should get an update for it.
Gotcha. All right, next order of business is the Walk Mass update.
I don't know if you
Cool.
want to update JD.
Yeah, I can kick it off. So, Matt and I were part of a meeting with, I want to say Brendan, Brendan Kearney, I think, from Walk Massachusetts,
Oh, yeah, that's.
and Yolando. And there was this guy, Kyle, I think he was like a data analyst. And so he was kind of analyzing like a lot of the hotspot map data, the map with all the hotspot data for the town. Aaron Henry was there as well. And we're talking about maybe doing this walk audit, I think somewhere in the next like 4 months or so, I think is what we were talking about. We set a tentative date for, I want to say May 25th.
May 27th.
May 27th? Yep, May 27th. Sorry, not May 25th. May 27th is the date we have set for the walk audit for right now. Did we nail the time down?
They said 5 or 6. I think we were leaning
Right.
5.
Yeah, we were leaning 5. So if you guys are available at all, like try and keep that open if you're interested, because we're kind of going to be, they were very interested in having people from our commission present. I'm going to be there. I think what we're going to do is a route down kind of near Pope's Landing, because that kind of has, you know, some busy areas. It's got the highway crossing there. It's got, you know, water. So it's kind of a good model, I think, to kind of touch a lot of different places that then we can apply to, you know, other areas of the town. So again, that is May 27th. We're shooting for 5 or 6 p.m. Once we nail down that actual time, I'll send that out to everyone. And I think by our next meeting, I could probably have like a nailed down date that we can just announce as well.
We
Aside- Side-
Our next- JD.
Yeah,
our
go
next
for it.
meeting is After the date.
Our next meeting.
So
Oh, Dirk, because we said next month. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot. Yeah, we were looking at that. May 27th. There was another reason why we were thinking that date. Do you remember what that was, Matt?
It was either May or July, I think was kind of the 2 date ideas we had. The thought was if we had a meeting the day after, we'd be able to debrief.
Oh,
And that was the
yeah.
one that Aaron was also supposed to come to next month. So, we were
Right.
in the May 27th, and we were just gonna check with the group to see availability. And then we get back to Walk Mass to confirm.
I have a follow-up
Cool.
question to that.
Yeah,
Do they want other residents to participate?
it's open to whoever wants to attend.
So we can maybe create something small and get it to, who's doing social media at town hall these days?
If you get it to Jill, she'll get it done.
Okay, yeah.
They
Cool.
did say 12 to 25 people. are
Yeah.
kind of the sweet spot.
Okay.
This is the
for
sweet
amount.
spot, yeah.
And I think JD, you had mentioned you were gonna reach out to local and other elected officials to see if they're interested in joining.
Right, yes, yep, I will be doing that. I have that written down. Um, anything else? I mean, I like that we're gonna have the meeting right after with Aaron, so we can kind of like do a debrief on that. And I mean, it's really just kind of like learning in preliminary data. So it's not like we have a ton of immediate action to pull from that. But I think it'll be good. So I don't know, any problems with that date for either of you just cropping up in the top of your head at all? Okay,
I should
Cool.
make it.
so we'll plan on that for now. Social media post for town hall. We'll have to do something for that. I can probably pretty easily whip something up, just with the info on it. And then,
You don't have
Wait,
to
so-
take on everything, JD.
okay, well, if you want to do the social media post, I'll reach
I'm
out
just
to
saying
the,
If you're at capacity at any point, just let us know, because that's a pretty easy, quick thing. I would just need to know for sure what the time is that we're starting.
right. And so the ball's in our court, Matt, right, as far as getting back to them about confirming that time and date.
Correct, yep. And if we
Then
have
I think-
any social media posts, if you send it to me, I'll get it.
Then I think we can probably just confirm that date with them. Is he expecting it from me or from you or from Aaron?
I can send it, that's fine.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Mhm.
And then what's up, Fawn?
Do we want to try to see if that can get on the online town calendar with some way for people to sign up? I mean, I understand that we need to limit the number, but do we want to use that as a way of notifying town members that it's happening, or
I don't
do we?
know.
I mean,
Any-
I don't know how many people would come. I kind of doubt it'd be more than 25, but
Yeah, I don't think we're at risk of having too many people. just want to make sure we have enough.
And
Well,
he
maybe-
even said if it's more than
Maybe
25.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Sorry, I was saying, he was even saying like more than 25 is okay. That's a good problem to
Okay.
have. It's not like we're stuck on that 25 number.
Right.
Okay, so once we have time, do you guys think it would be good to try to get it on the town calendar? And if so, do we know who we talk to about that?
I would say once I have the social media post and we confirm the time, I can take care of that on my end.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
Do
Thank
we
you.
have a meeting location?
That
We're
is
gonna
part
meet
of-
at Pope's, I think, right?
So there was two schools of thought, and then I think he wanted possibly an indoor location to start, so that you'd be able to, if there was any weather issues, they still do it rain or shine.
Right.
But he likes to kind of do a little intro level setting, like here's kind of what we're trying to achieve. So I think town hall was suggested, but then that was kind of a walk from there to where we actually want to go. So that's something I think we should confirm in the email when we get the time and the date back to them. And I think Aaron had an idea on that. I remember him commenting a lot on that, but I feel like he would probably know best in that downtown, or that down.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, I mean, because the harbor master's office is super small. And I can't think of what else. There's like outdoor parks, I can't think of like indoor stuff down there.
I think that
Am I
was-
thinking of this the right spot? Is this where Santa by the Sea used to be? Is
I
that
don't
Pope's
know,
Landing?
Santa.
That's Pope's Landing. And what's the date?
The May
May
27th.
You're
This
getting into
Hannah's
voting
Bistro is
season.
right there.
Yeah, but you're getting into voting season, so it might not, the parking lot might be full. The harbor master office is too small for anything more than 5 people.
Wait, what did you say, Fawn?
Hannah's Bistro is right across the street, if I'm thinking of the right spot there.
It is.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're open in the evening, and I don't know if that would be something we would want to consider, but supporting a local small business, maybe they would offer their space, but I don't know.
I do recall Aaron saying maybe we can try and get one of the local businesses to receive us for a short period of time, just to debrief before we head out. Even we wouldn't be there at that long, whatever place we are.
School's
You might
also in
consider
session,
daily
so
harvest.
Riverside School is right down the street.
Oh, yeah, Riverside's right down the street, you're right.
That's
Daily
true.
Harvest, one business, but I'm sure we could get in. This month's the end of the Riverside.
I'll check with Aaron. JD, I'll send an email out. When I send the email out, I'll ask Aaron about that.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Everyone cool with, prefer 5 PM or 6 PM?
either is fine for me.
6 PM is probably for people that are at work, some people work, it gives them an hour to get there.
The only reason they had recommended 5 PM was that we might see some of the traffic over on 28. It might, because that they were particularly talking about that area. So we might catch the tail end of it, but they said either.
Split the difference, 5:30.
There we go. Compromise.
So 5, we thinking?
I think they said
5:30.
5:30.
5:30, okay. Let's do that then, we'll nail that down. All right, any other questions, anything I missed about the walk audit, Matt?
I think that's the high level stuff for now. I think a lot of it
Yeah.
is just laying down the specifics.
Cool, all right, good to move on?
Sure.
Okay, so next, human library planning. I have budget in parentheses. I think we were just thinking about, because we have that 500 from the Friends of Diversity. And what was the cost of the program? Do we remember what that is?
So the human library fee is $250, correct?
I
That's
think
what I
that
remember.
sounds right.
Yeah, and looking at my notes, I looked at them this afternoon and noticed that I have put, that we need to put the request in writing. for town fundings for that part of it to get the ball rolling. I did double check the town calendar and there's nothing on the calendar right now for October 17th or 18th.
Okay,
17th is Saturday, 18th is Sunday. So I think as long as we get things going quickly, we can feel confident that the dates are okay.
okay. I think, I mean, I think we're gonna have plenty of budget just from that grant to be able to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, since that's only gonna be half, and it's not like we're gonna have a ton of books. So I think 250 would easily cover any snacks or whatever we want to do for that.
Yeah. I
Um,
think-
The books I have confirmed so far are myself, Karen, and Krista from the Recovery Center.
Oh, awesome. I talked to people I know at affiliated with NAGLE, and through conversations kind of came to the place where I didn't necessarily feel like it was in the current landscape, that it was prudent to ask somebody in a marginalized community to out themselves for this event. And so I landed on the side of asking one of the parents who goes to the support and education group who has a trans teen as an ally, and to be able to talk about that experience here in Massachusetts during this challenging time. And so she's on board. And yeah, and she confirmed that there are a lot of events happening right now around the trans experience where allies are stepping up to do that work to protect people from all of the horrors of the world.
Yeah, I think it's important that if it's not a firsthand source, it's someone who is like directly related or spending
Yes.
a lot of time with them and really understands. Yeah.
This person
Cool.
does.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you, Chrissy. And then I know Fawn was speaking to someone from the Veteran Center, and he was not available to attend tonight, but we're trying to nail down like a one-on-one meet with him just to kind of explain, because I don't think he fully understands what the whole thing is.
Yes, and he's very open to meeting. He's pretty flexible. I think I'm more than happy to meet with him. I think I would feel most comfortable if I could do it with one other member, just because I just want to make sure I give out the correct information, or maybe I could just email somebody the things that I would say that I haven't already said to him about the Human Library event, just to make sure I'm conveying what we as a commission want to have conveyed. He was under the impression that we wanted him to make a PowerPoint presentation about his time as a veteran. So I think, it was just one of those disconnects, right? And lack of familiarity with the Human Library. So I had encouraged him to look into it online. He said he would. And but that's there. He did sound interested.
I'd be happy to meet with you with him.
That would be great, JD. Thank you. So you and I can touch base outside of the meeting maybe and pick a day and time that works for you and my schedule.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
And if you need a space, I'm happy to offer the senior center as a space to meet.
Oh,
Thank
thank you.
Um,
So we kind of have a date. We've got 3 confirmed books, another potential, so 4-ish so far. You think we I'm sorry, I keep forgetting, like what is, like we give them the fee and then they send us the materials? Is that how it works?
and they also have training materials for the people as books. So, and sorry, my brain stopped too. I also was thinking, and this is in light of something that I'll bring up for new business later. But the Beverly School for the Deaf, Children's Communication Center is celebrating 150 years. And that reminded me that, we had a really great, collaboration for the living room conversations with their executive director. And so reaching out to them to participate in this would probably be a really great idea. So I'm happy to take that on too.
That's
Sounds
awesome.
great.
Sorry, let's just for anybody who might be watching, what's the date and time for that again?
October 17th. We have not set a time, but I think we've talked about afternoon. Yes? No.
Wait, are you talking
didn't-
about human library or I was
Oh,
talking
you mean
about
oh, I was still talking about human library. I can give more information about the other stuff later.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that for new business, sure. Okay, so if you guys are cool with it, I can send the money to human library and like do the sign up and get the materials and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great. And I'm just thinking if we are firm in our date, and right now the town calendar has nothing, it seems like maybe it would be good and important to get it on their calendar as soon as possible.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we had said morning is what
Did
I
we? Okay.
remembered. For some
That
reason, I
works.
thought
Yeah,
we
I
said 10, but now I'm just thinking, I don't know if that's a
I'm
good
gonna look at the
time.
minutes.
Thank you.
yeah, it was
Where-
either 10 or 11, I think.
Morning start approximately 10. Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Does that
Okay.
still seem like a good time to those of us here tonight?
Works for me.
Yes.
I'll send that time to Krista as well. Karen
And I
was
think
there
we
when
were
we kind
kind
of
of
nailed that
estimating,
down.
we were kind of estimating what, 3 hours or something from start to finish, like time. Was it less than that?
Yes.
Yeah, that would probably be like maximum. I can't imagine it going more
Yeah.
than that.
Maybe we could even say 10 to 12. Whatever you guys think would be best. I hate to say 10 to 1, it gets in the calendar and then we're done by 12:30 and someone shows up, but
Right.
I kind of feel like 3 hours is a long time.
I think I was thinking 3 hours for our volunteers, but the amount of time, I think we need to sit down and actually plan out the cadence of the morning before we can say an end time. We
Okay.
probably could still put it on the calendar as a holding, as an event with a start time and not necessarily the end time yet. Because people were gonna have to
Okay.
sign up anyway.
Yeah,
Got it.
I can get behind that. And I think, yeah, we can nail down the cadence at the next meeting when I'll have the materials. I'll send them out to everyone. Or maybe I'll give them to you, Matt, to send to everyone. I'm always confused about since that open meeting law thing.
No, yeah, you can send it out, just we can't discuss it over email.
Yeah.
It would just have to
Right.
be discussed in the meeting. So no one, you can send it out, but no one should respond to it.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I'll do the
Say-
same thing.
respond to me
where I
only.
kinda
Right.
Send it to myself, CCU, BCC, everyone. Okay.
I have
Cool.
one question.
Yeah.
For the application, is the application just like the rights to do it? Or is it like you have to present what you're doing?
I think it's mostly saying you want to host one. And then you get the rights to the name and their training materials.
Yeah, that's what I remember as well. Because it's like, it's also for people who are kind of like exploring it and haven't fully like formed their event yet. Cool. Anything else about human library for now?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Anything else?
No loose ends we have other than just kind of nailing down the event, like, the way it plays out, which we'll do next meeting, and I'll have all the rights secured and stuff. Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it does
All
sound
right.
great. Very exciting.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. So our next agenda item is the MOD visit. So Matt, if you
Yes.
want to take this one.
Sure. So I had reached out just to kind of introduce myself and kind of see what, resources may be available to us as a local accessibility commission. And they had offered to come out to an upcoming meeting. I think June, we're possibly thinking of having, two representatives. I believe it would be the assistant executive director as well as one of the coordinators. And they would just kind of come, introduce themselves, talk about the charges of local accessibility commissions and, be open to any questions that the group might have. So they were very nice on the intro call, and I talked to JD a little bit, and we thought it might be a good thing in June to kind of post the Aaron meeting. If Aaron's coming in May, it'd be a nice visit.
Yeah.
Just curious if people are
That sounds,
okay with it.
I think that sounds awesome. Yeah, I did the community access monitor training 2 weeks ago now, and at one point they were talking about some of the things that the organization does, and I was like, oh yeah, we do know about that. And then also they had a link to, or they had a PDF that they gave us that was supposedly all the ADA coordinators in the state, and it was not accurate for Danvers. So I was like, I have questions. So be very good to have them.
So yeah, I would I recommend, if you haven't gone on the website already, to go on the website and then think about any questions that, if you've ever had any question about anything. I think it might be worth setting aside, I don't know if the entire meeting would be something we should dedicate to them, or a good chunk of the meeting.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because I imagine there'll be a lot to cover.
Because I'm going to send out, a reminder to everyone just to like get some questions together, think about it and stuff like that. I can even send that out after this meeting so people have ample time. Or do you think I should send it a little closer so that it's fresh
I
in the
think
head?
it'd be fine to send it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
And then we can bump it up again in the next meeting on people's radars.
Cool. I think that's it for MOD for now. So next up, we kind of talked about this before, but our next meeting is, we're kind of planning, we want to plan it around this, walk audit, and kind of debriefing on that. And Aaron Henry will be attending our next one. So if anybody has any like specific questions for Aaron, since, he kind of works in quite a few spaces that sort of, very much relate to accessibility with land use planning and I forget what some of the other ones he was mentioning yesterday were, and I was like, oh yeah, that kind of like ties in as well. But yeah, so Aaron will be on the agenda next meeting. We'll get out there for any reason, just like we did with Tim Hudon. And yeah, we'll have a debrief at that point. We can talk about the walk, but I think that's kind of it as far as I'm concerned for that agenda item. If anybody else has anything to add.
Nope.
Okay. All right, time for new business.
yeah. So I have one thing. As I mentioned earlier, this year, the Children's Center for Communication and Beverly School for the Deaf are celebrating 150 years. They were founded in 1876. And they actually have a lot of events, not just one thing. They have a whole series of events to celebrate. It's on their calendar. And this was sent to us by a community member, Shilpa Jacoby. And so JD and I both have the link. I can forward it to you, Matt. But we can get that into tonight's minutes. So if anybody wants to see what they have. But a few examples, they are doing a Mother's Day garden event. There's a fundraising race called Race for Every Pace. They're reopening a museum in the school. They're also doing an ASL Music Porch Fest on May 30th. So lots of really cool things specific to the the ASL, the deaf hard of hearing community. But I think also open to the rest of the community. So our greater North Shore community to celebrate the existence of this really awesome school.
Yeah, I think it's something really special. This town's been, I mean, this school's been like an institution forever. I've always seen it driving by it, but it would be nice to kind of feel like we're welcoming them into the community or just kind of connecting the community with them a little more. But yeah, that's really awesome. So can we just get the dates kind of again for that?
So there are a lot of them. I think.
Oh, okay, or
the
just
ones
give
that-
like a range.
Yeah, so it looks like things are starting, at least on this calendar, May 2nd. With a garden event, and there at least one or two every month through the summer.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So that'll kick off May 2nd and kind of continue through the summer then.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's really special. I like that. I feel like there was like one other thing that someone sent us. Well, out of sorts because of my chair. Maybe not. I know we've got the Light the Night Purple event coming up. I don't know if there's a date for that yet.
Yes, there is. Let me look.
There is. Okay, yeah. Will you share that?
I'll look it up quickly.
I'm just quickly parsing my email to see if there was anything that sticks out.
You could say, May 5th is the town election, and anybody who needs accommodations can reach out to the town clerk's office. There are a number of different things that can be done for people who are voting if they need, magnification of the ballot, or they can't physically get into the building, but can get to the high school. That every voter has rights on how they access their voting materials, and we will make sure that everybody gets to vote.
Absolutely.
Like the Night Purple is Wednesday, May 20th. From
Wednesday, May
6:30
20th.
to 6:30 to 8:15 at the PV Institute Library.
Yeah, that's the starting point. I think they'll walk into town.
Yeah.
But I think any of the speaking, I think is going to happen at the library.
Yes.
Awesome. Short meeting, I guess, today. Any other new business for anybody? No, I think we kind of have stuff down. Anybody think of anything like anybody I should reach out to that you think would be a really great person to have along the walk mass, walk audit?
I will think on it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It may be worth reaching out to schools to, especially middle school, high school. If there are any students who walk before school, after school hours in that area.
Maybe Joan Lovely and Sally
Yes.
Cairns.
Yeah.
That's who I was going to reach out to. I just made a note about that. Unless you want to reach out to them, Gardner, but I'm happy
I'll let
to.
you do it. I'll let you do it. And the reason is I'm not shying away from it. They know me and they talk to me all the time, but
Yeah.
this is an event related to the Accessibility Commission. And I think as the chair of that, you should probably make that overture.
Makes sense. All right. Well, if there is nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
I second.
Awesome. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, that's unanimous. All three.